Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous.
Speaking of dinner parties, an unexpected dinner guest has dropped by on Shattered Ships. Our party has successfully gotten a short rest after getting a whole lot of information from Bam Bugbera. However, this surprise guest is none other than the head of the town, Gilda Deepmaw, knocking on the door and accepting your invitation to have dinner at the House of Violets. Unannounced, rude, without sort of confirming things at any point, rude. And shortly after, you guys have sort of begun to question her leadership of this town. Rude, but on who? Gwen, who has answered the door. You see Gilda here waiting. Well, you invited me over for dinner. I thought tonight would be a nice night to sort of follow up on that. How are you, darling?
We're actually doing wonderful. We are just celebrating the weather. Everyone, you're not going to believe who it is. Can I double check? I'm just so paranoid. Is this an illusion? Is this really Gilda?
Give me, I'd say for an illusion, give me an Arcana check. Actually, I think most illusion stuff is based on perception, so give me a perception check. But since I said it, or Arcana, but I think your perception might be better.
My perception is better than I would say investigation is the best if we're going around these, but
unless you're like trying to like touch the illusion, I would say
15.
Perception.
15 for perception.
Nice. It seems as like you look at her, you have some familiarity with magic, especially connected to Pollux. There's some illusionary stuff that he may do as like a little bit of a razzle dazzle. She seems grounded. The lighting seems about right as the door opens. She steps back so the door doesn't pass through her. Seems as real as you might expect.
Excellent. Do you want to come in now, or did you want to come by later tonight? Today?
I am sort of joining unannounced, which is a bit of a faux pas, but I also sort of brought dinner with me, and kind of like gestures behind her where there's just like a table kind of like floating, fully laden. So I sort of thought that maybe sort of the bringing of dinner outweighed sort of the social faux pas of showing up unannounced.
It certainly makes it easier for us now, I will say. Everyone, and I'll just like let her come in.
Excellent.
And
as like Gilda kind of steps in with you, Gwen, she kind of looks around. There's like this room, like, oh, a bit different than I remember, but I look forward to seeing what you've done with the place.
Yeah, we've been sprucing it up when we can, and you know.
Did you bring that table the whole way across town?
Oh no, Trigger. I sort of conjured it. It was sort of a magical item I had lying around, just sort of an instant dinner. Conjured it outside, sort of so it would be ready for all of us.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Actually, she kind of like looks over at Lester, who's like sharing a drink that Bastion has made. It was a trinket left behind by Lester a long time ago, so perhaps it's something he'd be able to teach you in time. I'd say even like as you kind of like walk in, Gilda kind of goes over and like cups, like puts a hand in like Lester's bicep and kind of like gives him a little bit of like a warm greeting. And Lester does his normal. He kind of like casts his eyes at all of you, like, "It's so good to see you." And Gilda
Lester,
kind of
it's
just
Gilda.
like, "It's in case you didn't remember, it's Gilda. We go way back. It's great to see you, Lester. I'm glad to see you're in good hands." Seemingly patient and understanding of Lester's condition.
I'm going to walk over to Gwen What is she doing here? What's happening?
No, it's not like I said come over tonight.
I mean, I get that.
Gilda, do you want some bean juice?
Bean juice? She like eyes your
Yeah,
glass.
give it a try.
We made a mixed drink mixed with magic beans.
It would be, I suppose, impolite not to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and grabs your glass trigger.
I don't know if she's grabbing my glass.
Ooh. Okay, cool. She's gonna roll for whose glass it is, unless you're gonna pull another bean to make a new drink.
Sure. Maybe this one will kill her.
Oh my god.
If Fireball gets cast on her, we all jump her. It's our opening.
Her card.
Yeah. I'll take it. Wait. So do I just do it just like this, Glenn? And I just like take the brunt of my gun and just like mash the stuff all together.
No.
And I like scoop it into this drink. You've ruined the family recipe.
Trigger.
Here you go.
Let's see where he's going with
Oh my
this.
god. Muddling this drink with your blunderbuss. If you're adding on your magic beans, go ahead and give me a D100.
That is a 43. Instant death. Instant death.
You muddle this drink, pass it to Gwyn. Not pass it to Gwyn, pass it to Gilda. And Gilda kind of holds it and kind of looks around, like everyone watching her expectantly, like, okay.
Bottoms up.
She tries, like, does kind of like holds it up, and like there's like just like chunks in it, just like
Cheers.
looks delicious. Bottoms up, I suppose, and drinks the drink and
Nice.
out like sprouting like out of her chest.
An alien.
I think I have it.
I hope
I'm gonna borrow.
giant- 2 giant octopus who are going to grapple her.
I think this may have been a token for Captain Potamus. But a grasping vine erupts out of her chest as she kind of drinks this. And she's like kind of really like, that's not. I don't know that this is supposed to happen. And like this like appendage is like thrust out, and it's like covered in like these like scales. It looks like almost like as it's like almost like defensive as it's like wiggling around. Kind of she like steps away from everyone. I'm gonna say she steps into the middle of the room. Trigger, give me a luck check. So just roll a d20. Europa's gonna do the same.
15.
Gilda tries to step away, but this tentacle like grabs onto Europa and like drags her on the floor with her.
Gilda, Europa's with us.
I'm so sorry. I don't believe we've been properly acquainted. I'm Gilda. You look familiar. So sorry. Doing her best,
Being
like
thrashed around the room. Like,
not how I normally like to meet people.
do something.
As
What?
Europa
Anything.
like slashes through it, like breaks out of this vine and kind of steps against the fireplace. As Gilda eventually this like in like a short span of time, like a minute, this like sort of reptilian vine slithers away, like gets like just like dissipates and like almost like separates from Gilda's chest and then breaks into pieces as it separates away.
We can always count on Trigger to make us the best drinks of the house. Here, let me take this for you.
That's what we've been kind of doing the last hour.
Strange vine being summoned aside. It's not bad, Trigger. And Jack takes another
Thanks.
drink, but nothing happens.
Most of the time, I just drink, like swill. So this stuff's pretty good.
Of course. If everything is to be believed, you have all been very busy. My sources tell me you were the team that investigated the lightning strike today. You and, of course, one of Skip and Mary's kids.
Yeah, yes, and yeah, Kettle.
We should really talk about this over food, right?
Oh, yes. And Gilda kind of sweeps a hand, and like the table sets itself up in the living room.
Wait,
Oh,
what
good. There's enough
I-
room.
can we do it outside? Can we do it outside?
In the greenhouse?
Yeah, like in the greenhouse or in like the little courtyard by the gravestones, which sounds kind of macabre now that I just said it, so never mind.
Sure. Which direction? The greenhouse?
Yeah, come on, we'll show you the greenhouse.
Of course. Bastion looks awkward without like the table itself is providing all the butlering that needs to be done, and so he's kind of just like hovering. Like, can I get you anything else to drink?
Bass, can we get some lanterns? Can we hang them in the greenhouse?
I would be happy to sort of arrange that sort of thing. Get
I
some lanterns arranged. I'd say Europa helps with some like druidcraft cantrips and stuff, kind of getting the place decorated. And I'm gonna actually make a little a nat 20 from Lester. Seeing that he can be helpful, he casts kind of like
Fireball.
looking around. He's kind of cast like dancing lights, kind of like as these lanterns kind of.
No, Lester.
This is all I wanted. Yeah.
He's kind of enchanted. He's kind of an enchanter. So he kind of like picks a flower, dancing lights. So like these like floating flowers are kind of lighting the area.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, cute. Thank you, Lester. That's very nice. It's
So,
very
Gilda,
beautiful.
you're free tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, you've all done such good work for the city. I thought it would be wise to check in. I know Lance speaks very highly of you, so I appreciate you sort of backing up Kettle. Skip and Marilyn are, in fact, old friends. I'm a bit worried about Kettle's sort of current direction.
What do you mean?
I'm not a fool. And she kind of like begins like cut like beat off like a bone. I know Veritas opposes me. I am a figurehead in this place. I'd be surprised if there wasn't factions of people lining up to hate me. I didn't even understand where they're coming from. My problem lies with where they direct their ire, their hatred, their violence at times. One faction of this group has in fact attacked our dear friend here. And she kind of like puts a hand like rub Lester's back a bit. Like Lester's been targeted simply because he was once close with me. A dear friend to both me and to you now. They have corrupted the weather control system that Lester built ages ago. You saw the effects of that today. And it puts the entire town in danger of storms. Storms that cause further problems. Problems that I am trying to solve. And with this latest development, they've attacked the town directly. Luckily, you three were there to prevent any casualties of the civilian variety. But who's to say what happens next time? The lightning strike? The monsters they summoned? There was significant collateral damage. I suppose, in a sense, this dinner is to thank you. Because without you, it would have been a lot worse. And she kind of like has like the rest of like the bean cocktail. And so to all of you, for keeping Cursed Cove safe.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, cheers to you for for being here and helping us come along and everything. I guess it's two questions in the middle of this. One, you've been here the longest. How have Veritas started under your gaze? And two, especially today, how are we sure that it was Veritas?
From what I understand, luckily you three were there to sort of investigate. Lance and another one of my wings swept by to sort of check things out. They seemed to think it was sort of a technological creation of sorts, a trap laid by Veritas. The weather control system that flies above Cursed Cove, that's managed by Blanche Featherin, it is in rough shape. We're looking for a team of curse breakers to figure it out, or to sort of look into it, because Blanche can't handle it on her own. But these two things together speak to sort of sabotage on a larger level. My assumption is Veritas, which brings us to your first question: how did it begin under my watch? It sort of started off as a splinter group of upset people. If, let's say for a moment that you washed up on these shores, you were not as sort of highly praised as the crew that you sailed with spoke highly of you. You were very competent fighters and that sort of thing. Skipshot and Marilyn spoke very highly of you. If none of that had happened, you would have simply been a civilian looking for a place in the Cursed Cove. A place where skeletons can sometimes walk the streets, where zombies come to life, and curse breakers are increasingly short supply. It would be understandable for you to feel a bit miffed at the person in charge. I invite whoever needs to see me as the bad guy, the person in charge. But the truth is, it doesn't change anything. We're all still stuck here. If I am removed, the curses are still here. If someone else feels themselves, if someone else thinks they could do a better job, I invite them to, but for the past few centuries I've been the only one to sort of make a difference. I've had help. She kind of places the hand on Lester's back again, from dear friends. But Veritas started as something that sort of just I wasn't too concerned over, but it has grown to be increasingly problematic. If they hate me, that's fine. When they start targeting others, it's a problem. And that brings me to my second point. It has also come to my attention that the three of you seek to continue Violette's work. Now, I didn't support her wife's stubbornness or Violette's experiments, but I never wished for them to pay the prices that they did. And she kind of looks at Bastion as she says this, I never wished for them to pay the price they did. When Violette passed, when she disappeared, I secured a piece of her mirror in the investigation to prevent anyone else from losing themselves within it. I assume you have seen some of the dangers, some of the horrors, some of the trapped within. And I would caution you not to be persuaded by her insight. She may not have been the doctor you think she was. As dangerous as her mirror is, it would be far more dangerous to let the Royal Rumblers roam free. Stop them. Permanently. And the shard of Violet's mirror that I own is yours.
This is really good meat.
Thank you. It's magical, isn't it? Hard to decipher exactly what it is. I'm not exactly a culinary expert, but I just know it's cooked well.
Arcane grown, probably. It's like safe.
Oh yes, like a sort of like a bovine that's raised simply on magic itself, and then like you can sort of taste the arcane flavors. It's wonderful.
So if we kill the Royal Rumblers, we could gain a shard back, but you don't want us to complete that mirror for some reason?
The mirror is dangerous, yes. Violette was sort of lost in it because she was working alone. She didn't trust those that were close to her. It looks at like Bastion.
How did you get it?
When Violette disappeared, I brought my wing at the time. It was the wing of the land before Lance. I believe her name was Augusta. Lovely woman, sort of passed away when she was quite old. I took care of her as much as I could. But we sort of did an investigation, looked into things, and sealed the house off then, out of the fear of this mirror being created, and pieced together. It consumed the life of a skilled surgeon who didn't always make the best choices. I'd say as she's like talking about Violette, all of you kind of notice like Europa is very quiet, kind of like digging her claws like kind of like into the table a little bit, not really looking at Gilda. And I'd say if like I kind of positioned everyone right here, but if it's similar to how you would all sit, she may even like kind of like reach a hand towards Trigger as if to like hold your hand under the table, or like seeking some kind of reassurance under the table away from Gilda's eyes.
I gotcha. I normally shy away from touch, but I will maintain that contact.
Nice. And I'd say even like not even she doesn't like hold your hand. She kind of places like her hand towards you. You can like kind of like place a hand on top of hers, so like it's not even like grabbing. Yeah. It's more just kind of like.
I will grab and I'll squeeze.
Nice, like holding like her like finger or something, and like she like feels less uncomfortable as you kind of like hold her hand on the table. Yes. Perhaps with the allies you've accrued, and she kind of looks between everyone at the table. It's something you all can resist. The dangers that the mirror poses. But to be completely transparent, when we found it, it was already shattered. So I simply broke a piece off to make sure that no one else would happen upon it.
Okay. Well, we have no reason not to listen to you. I mean, besides, straight up, Gilda, my goal is to leave the island. So if you're okay with that, I would like to. But other than that, I don't have anything else. So if the Royal Rumblers are a threat to me leaving, then they gotta go.
Who are the Royal Rumblers again?
The Royal Rumblers are an offshoot of Veritas. My intelligence suggests there are a team of 6. I know 4 of them. Happy to pass on that information. Should you agree to our deal? And don't I simply trust that you all might be able to get the job done. If it's something that doesn't sit well with you, I can try and find another team of curse breakers to do something like this.
Well, no, don't do that.
And
Gilda,
oh,
I don't ever want you to go to
can
anyone
more
else.
I think we can more than handle the situation. Just want to be able to get all the facts in line first.
yeah, like you want us to kill these people.
Yes, they have put my town in danger. There was the potential for them to, because of their actions in tampering with the storm, it's designed to keep away the storms for an appropriate time before I can sort of recharge it, and that cycle is tampered with. It doesn't bode well for the town at large. On top of the smaller effects, which was potentially burning down houses and electrocuting the populace, which you all, luckily enough, were able to avoid. So the only sort of charges against them are the potential to sort of summon a storm that could kill us all.
But charges, doesn't that mean like that people would go up on, oh gosh, what did people call it? Like trial and stuff? You kind of are just making us go and kill people all secret. Is that how that works here?
Yes.
What's
In
your
some
justice
case,
system like?
it is up to me to do what I can to protect the most amount of people.
It's also your life, Gilda. You're protecting yourself. You came here saying, I think people are trying to kill me.
Well, at any given point in the history of this place, there have been people trying to kill me.
Who do you think leads Veritas? Like, who hates you that much?
She kind of looks off, like almost like giving it a moment of thought.
Or is that what hurts? There's so many people it could be. I try to like say that as a joke. I say that.
She kind of looks like, I don't know who would hate me so greatly.
Well, maybe they don't even hate you. They
Or
just
if
hate your
it's not
ideas.
hatred. I'm not sure who the head of the organization is. They've protected themselves very well, which is in itself very impressive. I just
But
wish
didn't you
they'd
know- I guess
focus
it's
those
the end
efforts
one.
towards helping versus getting in the way of my curse breaker.
I'm not opposed to this mission that you're gonna, that you're offering. We gathered to be curse breakers to help get off this island, to get curses gone. You're now asking us to kill people who are, in direct line to try to hurt you. Agreed, but I just want to know if this is going to become a regular thing that I'm going to have to, deal with after the fact.
Of course.
Great questions.
Acts of importance are rarely simple. I do not foresee this as a common occurrence. To be as forthcoming as possible, I also know that the three of you, and kind of looks around at the rest of the party, like seeming like I know at least some of you have met the Wing of Shadow. Her job is normally to handle this sort of thing. There are always outliers. Criminals, violent people, doing things for selfish or dangerous reasons. This requires coordination of a team, not a single individual. My wing is powerful. She's very stealthy and sneaky. But I would rather give you all a chance to prove yourself.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to stop you right there. So you know that we met the wing, which means that you know what the wing was doing because you told the wing to do it that time that we were doing it. And basically, you made us go in and kill a bunch of trees. That was you. Wait, I'm not crazy, right? Oh, sorry.
You see like Gilda kind of purses her eye, like almost like gives like it's like seems to be like thinking for a moment.
Inside check. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
What did I do?
Go ahead and give me an insight check, Trigger.
Nope. 10.
She's
11,
she's recollecting. Kind of takes a moment to like pause. Yeah. Oh yes, I know that. My wing reported that she met you three in the northern forest.
While she was working for you.
Yeah, well, the mission I gave her was simply to investigate Veritas and see what could be done to weaken their forces, restrict their resources, that sort of thing. I don't know anything about what was it you said?
We were killing trees. Some tree, just like we like chop them down. I don't know, like pesticides. I don't. We did a bunch of like weed roundup.
Well, that's news to me. I had no specific intel about that, but the Wing of Shadow tends to be a bit mysterious.
I think it might be good if you.
She spoke highly of you three. So you must have
Yeah,
impressed.
I think it might be good if
we had a quick, amicable meeting. I didn't feel like it was.
Yeah.
Besides, like, oh, there's a fourth one. I didn't really think much of the conversation.
Mm.
Well, you
Personally,
must have done something to impress her. She mentioned the three of you in her report without mentioning any details of
we killed
chopping
some
trees or
trees.
anything.
Well,
Pivot
all
didn't
right.
say much from where I was.
Yeah. So getting back, what do we? Who do you know? Who do you know if we?
Ah,
Yeah, you mentioned that you know 4 members.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, my what sort of the linchpin in this specific facet of Veritas was the theft, of course, of kind of places a hand again on Lester's shoulder. Was the theft, was the break-in at Lester's home. I believe there is a tabaxi named Strut, an aspiring mage who may have become more powerful thanks to relics stolen from Lester. That was sort of what was apparent upon Lance's investigation at Lester's home, following, once again, you three delving inside and helping Lester. Alan, go ahead and roll a D6 for me.
Oh, jeez. 3.
There is also a lizard folk fighter named Gilma on the team.
That's not going to be confusing at all.
In one
Yeah,
moment.
Gilma.
Gilma.
Gilda's
I
asked
did
us
not
to
realize
kill
until
Gilma.
this moment how close it was to Gilda. That's just Matt's fault.
That's okay. I wrote it.
Gilma,
G-I-L.
like gills on your neck. That's what I was basing it on. Gilma,
It's Gil.
green scaled lizard folk. A fighter of some sort. Strong. Very, I would say strength to be her greatest asset. Bobby, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
5.
There is a human mage, perhaps druid of some sort. Named Joz, Joz. She is perhaps one day could be someone powerful, but is a bit lazy, as far as I'm told.
Easy.
And Trigger, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Hmm.
3.
Roll again. 3 has been rolled.
1.
Roll again. 1 was struck.
3.
Roll
3.
again.
A cocked 5, which I'll take.
Oh my god, that was Jaws. Go ahead
I
and
rolled
roll one more d6.
1.
And we'll do it. 1 and 2 is 2. 3 and 4 is 4, and then
That's a
5 and
2?
6 is 6.
It's 2. I hope it's just 2.
2. There is an orc named Barrow, and she is supposedly a very strong fighter as well. So no, they have a mage, perhaps two strong
Girl
fighters.
heavy group.
And we know there are 2 others, but my intel has yet to turn up anything on them. They appear to be very elusive.
Hmm. Do you know where they are?
We don't know their location necessarily. They tend to move about. Without knowing too much else, we do know that there is likely one of these other 6 is likely a rogue of some sort, which is how they're able to sort of evade too much information. And we believe that the 6th member may be a sword fighter of sorts.
Okay, interesting.
But names and appearances, any specifics, have thus far eluded my wing of shadow.
Okay, well, do you want to leave so we can go do that now, or like,
I would,
Sure.
of course.
are you actually trying to like? Because we'll do it. Like, you didn't have to have dinner.
I mean, well, there's dessert as well. I thought maybe we could split
Oh,
a
okay.
cake of sorts. And dinner commences. You share a cake.
I didn't think that you were so magic fluent, though, Gilda. I thought you were more of a ha ha.
I'm a bit more of a slash and crash, I suppose. This was a relic left behind by Lester, who he used to live in the keep. So I suppose as much as I sort of presented this as my own sort
It's
of
the
creation, I
island's
suppose
banquet.
the thanks is to Lester for this glorious feast.
Okay. I was like, this feels so different.
Yes. It was. I always loved Lester's creations. He was miraculous. You were.
Still is.
Yeah, of course. You still are, my friend.
Well, I would love to get Lester's, anyone who's wronged Lester, I'd love to right that wrong,
Agreed.
What an interesting choice of words. As would I. I knew I could trust this party here. It was wonderful to see you again, Lester. It was lovely to meet you, Europa. Bastion.
Gilda, before you go.
Of course.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking the other day about how I came in and I was all like, "Oh gosh, you're gonna get it from the Cyclops." That was basically me, and and that was like old me. Basically, I've gone through a lot of growth and self healing.
Yes.
In my time here, thanks to this party here. Got a great captain. But remember that I gave you like that eyeball.
Yes.
What'd you do? What happened to that? I kind of like for my next step in therapy, I'm supposed to like get rid of like old things and like it's like a whole process. I'm gonna like burn it and I'm gonna have like a nice little like these are the parts of me that don't count anymore. So I just kind of hoping I could get that back.
Trigger, give me a persuasion check with advantage, and I'll say with guidance from Europa. So you have a D4 as well.
Great. That is persuasion, a 24.
Pretty good.
Everyone sees Gilda look at Trigger with a look of like fairly like clear, I'd say sympathy more than like pity. Like there's more of an understanding than just like, oh, you poor thing. So it's kind of like coming from like understanding of the hurt that can be caused in that way. The Cyclops has sent many toys into the Cursed Cove.
What?
I would say none of which he held in high regard, if he was willing to send them my way.
Are you talking about the eyes or are you talking about like me?
A bit of both, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know if he would consider you to be much different than the cursed eyeball. Simply a tool to further his efforts. I studied when he first started dropping off his little trinkets. I studied them, did my best to understand them. It was beyond my understanding, so I simply started destroying them.
Oh, so the one I gave you, you destroyed along with like all the others that you've ever gotten.
Yes, to my knowledge.
Insight check?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me an insight check from Trigger, and I'd say because it deals with Cyclops specifically, you can make it with advantage.
Yeah. The fact that I saw these fucking eyeballs. Oh no, never. Wow, that was a natural one and a nat 3. So not gonna be something I can see, but I did see a bunch of those eyeballs. So my brain
me if
will.
I'm wrong in assuming that perhaps maybe through just like while holding back tears, Trigger finds it harder to focus in on Gilda.
I'm not crying. I'm fine. I think that she's a liar. But I'm fine.
Europa, like you feel like a little bit more of a squeeze back from Europa as you like once held her hand to reassure her. But yes, there have been several that find their way into my keep, and I send them back to the deeps.
Sorry, say now. What now? You just like you drop the cursed eyeball back into the water?
I crush them and send them back into the cove.
What does that do?
You just like you just like squelch, and then you just like put the rest. You just like, oh, let me just try. Man, you have no idea how bad that is for an ecosystem.
I feel like they gotta do something.
Yeah, like you don't want to burn them or anything. You just thought the best way to deal with the magical water.
Crunchy.
Kind of looks around at all three of you to kind of discern why you're asking specifically, and rolls a natural 1, so she doesn't pick up on the fact that you have actually seen them before. Well, eyeballs are a delicate organ. I don't want him to be able to use them to scry on me or anyone in the cove. So
yeah,
squishing them and tossing them back into the ocean, which is sort of his domain of sorts, seemed like a fitting retaliation. Perhaps if as part of your therapy, if you're looking for something similar, squishing a overripe mango or fruit or something could stand in place as sort of a token of that.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna keep switching which side of my face the eye patch is on as I continue to fight with my feelings. puts
There
it
wouldn't
over
happen to
on
be
them.
any other tokens like this that you've discarded in some of the ways, have there?
No, it's often increasingly more so. When there's a storm, Cyclops will send one of his messengers. Typically, it is sometimes a person he has threatened, someone that he has defeated in battle, or someone he sees as expendable to send off the ship. Always an eyeball, always a similar message that the Cyclops is watching.
All right.
Did you bring dessert?
Yeah, the cake.
Yes,
Yeah, let
it's
me.
a fantastic cake of sorts, and cuts it for everyone and divvies it out.
Magic cake, nothing like it.
It's lovely.
Indeed, just delicious. Well, this has been quite a fortuitous dinner. I look forward to seeing all of you. When you are successful, feel free to visit me at the keep. If you need to send a message or leave it with Lance, I can meet you here if you prefer that. But if nothing else, best of luck to all of you.
Thank you so much for the delicious meal.
Of course. I
And
once
thank
again,
you.
I suppose we should be thanking Lester.
Yeah, we
And thank you
do
for
every
coming
day.
for us. Thank you for coming to us with this very important mission. Hope we can garner a good relationship going forward.
Of course, I do know that it is in safe hands, Catchy. If I'm not mistaken, Captain Catchy?
Aye, aye.
Yep.
Excellent. I suppose the table will linger for. She kind of like checks around. Probably 10, 15 minutes more if anyone would like seconds on anything. If you wouldn't mind, not sort of familiar. Kachi, could you walk me out?
Of course. Addie's crew.
Thank you, Captain.
They all-
Bye.
Well,
I'll walk over to the front door.
Nice.
Thank you again so much for stopping by. It's been a lovely visit. You know, if ever you want to come by again, you know, please let us know. You know, send a little pigeon. We would love to have you stop by at any
Very
time.
sly, Kachi. Send us a message if you want to stop by. Not just show up unannounced. That's very kind of you. Perhaps I'll send a message along if I'd love to be able to check in on Lester. He seems to be doing well. Seems
Of course.
happy.
Yes, no, he's Bastion and has been able to take a really good care of him, and Europa and him are getting along nicely, you know, studying and reading through some of his old books, just trying to get his mind going. But hopefully we will get his headband back soon.
Oh, I look forward to it. He is a skilled mage, and the Cursed Cove would be happy to have him back. He is lucky to have found himself in the care of strong protectors like you and your friends.
I think truly we are the lucky ones having him in our home.
Yes, and perhaps I can make you a bit luckier in that regard. It's hard not to notice that you are a skilled swordsman, Kochi. Have you... A sword is a tool. It can also be seen as an art form that needs to be sort of practiced rigorously. I'm not sure if you found yourself a teacher here in Cursed Cove to further your skills, but I would be happy to find you someone who could show you a different way to maneuver on a battlefield. if that's something you'd be interested in.
I mean, I have had rigorous training through, my family back in Morales, but as you say, keeping that skill up is not easily done through defending a cove alone. So I would be happy to hear any suggestions you have for a mentor, if you will.
Give me a perception check as you step outside, Kachi.
Oh God. Okay. 16.
As you walk out with Gilda, you see like a little bit of movement, probably like on like the rooftop nearby, as like night is starting to set in. Could be a bird flying away, unsure, but it is enough to sort of pull your focus as you feel a talon, a paw, rest on your shoulder as a tabaxi paw kind of rests on your back, stepping out from the shadows, having evaded your perceptive abilities. And so, perhaps you will make a fine pupil, Kachi, of Morales. Is that right?
Yep, that's me.
As Urumi, the Wing of Shadow, steps out, sizes you up. Well, if you're to be a skilled sword fighter, I can show you a thing or two.
Lessons from the Wing of Shadow, I think I would be foolish not to agree.
Wise and dexterous. Smart. I must guide Gilda back home. But
Of course.
our training, would you prefer mornings or evenings?
I think evenings will be good.
You're an owl.
Because he's an owl.
Because he's an owl.
Because
Hey,
I'm
cats
an
are
owl.
nocturnal as well.
Hmm.
Cats, tabaxi are nocturnal as well. I will be here
Figure.
in front of your home. Come outside. Come alone. And I will make you stronger. Or kill you. Who's to say?
Lovely options. Got to keep it interesting, I guess.
Like her muzzle kind of picks up on the side. Of course. Let us both pray the path does not bring us together.
Guess it must be tread
I
by
look
everyone
forward.
at some point.
Of course. Train well, pupil. Training begins tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Always a pleasure, Gilda. Get home safe.
Of course. Now, Harumi is one of the most talented sword fighters I've ever seen. And she will make a skilled sword fighter of you yet, Kachi. Good day. And
Good day.
Gilda kind of like loops an arm, like takes Harumi's arm as they kind of walk away. Walking off.
I walk back inside. I take a minute to just like bang my head against the door like 4 or 5 times.
I feel like that went pretty well.
Okay, but either she's what? What do you mean pretty well?
Well, we know where the Royal Rumblers are.
Okay.
They're on duty tonight.
And we're gonna kill him?
We could. Or we could go there and let them know that we were sent to kill them, and we could betray Gilda. But now we have a place where we know people are, and we either need to kill them or give them the information to gain footing in Veritas. Gilda
Yep,
gives exactly what we needed. So I'm down to do either, but it seems like we're pretty anti-Gilda. So let's go meet Strut and the other 5 members of the Royal Rumblers.
I'm gonna lay in the pond.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
with
Kachi
that.
lays in the pond. Kachi walks
Wait,
back
are we-
into the greenhouse, walks into the pond, and lays down.
Hey, you doing okay?
So, Kachi, we were just talking about not listening to Gilda and instead double-crossing her. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that might be a little hard since I'm gonna be taught by a roomie from now on.
What?
Is that a shop?
No,
Taught by a roomie? What do they
The
do?
Wing of
Like
Shadow.
candles?
No, God.
No, it's they make sure that all your knots are tight.
Oh, taught by a roomie, of course. Yeah. And they do like
Yeah,
woven
taught by
like
a roomie.
hammocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of earthenware baskets, really.
It's like if anything's too slack.
hammocks.
What's the lacrame
Yeah.
like on the walls? Oh, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, we need a few of those.
So you're getting
Yeah.
you're a
Taught
swordsman. You're Gilda's
Mhm.
bodyguard. You're gonna
Oh.
replace Karumi when Karumi dies and live here forever.
Or
Yeah,
when
do you notice
Gilda
how-
wants me to kill a roomie.
Gilda didn't really seem to care very much about her previous, I don't know, what was it, Wing of the Earth or whatever? Could barely remember her name. Was like, yeah, she died of old age. I took care of her. Like, what?
Augusta.
Augusta. And also, how stupid do you have to be? You don't crush an eyeball and I think she's lying about that, by the way. But that's
I
just
feel
me.
like that's magic.
But you just the crush it. But like, she's so stupid. Why would she do it that way then?
Well, she doesn't do magic.
Oh, clearly. Lester, do you remember anything about Gilda?
Yes. She brought us dinner, but she was familiar. I believe we were friends. When
You were.
I remember there was a group of us who fought against monsters. There was Gilda.
Mm-hmm.
There was an elven woman.
Yep.
She stopped by recently. And a goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait, elven woman.
And Marilyn?
Yes, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Marilyn.
Recently.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep. All that sounds right.
And I used to make things for them. I could enchant things, like make weapons stronger, make armor special. Kachi, I made your armor better.
You did.
Really
It's
good.
Very nice.
I could do that.
Were the Rumblers the ones who took the headband?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least,
We go get
figure
that.
that out. We get that back.
Yeah.
One way or another. Although I think it would be good if we went in there with a definitive plan of are we going to kill these people or not. But
Well,
yeah.
that's why I'm looking at both of you and saying, what do you want to do? Because we can do whatever we want.
I think we
This-
need to talk to all of them.
We show up, we say, hey, Bam told us how to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he said we should talk to you. While we're
Yeah.
talking to them, we look for the headband. We try to see, like, where is it? It's probably on Strut's head. And then we're like, give us that back. Because
we can make it about we're conducting an investigation from Grizzle. Or, yeah.
I'm not against that. I do like that. I was just saying, we gotta weaponize Gilda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are close to Gilda. We could get her in a vulnerable position.
But she needs to trust us, so she thinks that if we've gotten the headband back.
Right. If we get the headband back and all of you don't show up in town for a bit and pretend to be dead, we can lure her somewhere. And even if we don't do that, it's about lying. It's about lying. It's about lying to these people until we decide who. Well, not to be rude again, but I don't care who we side with, but both of you seem to care quite a bit, and it's making this process happen slow. Like, we could be zooming down the pipeline of one of these organizations, but because you can't decide,
it doesn't matter but who we choose to go with matters. Gwen, we don't know what the way off this island is.
Yes, but until we decide, we need to keep lying.
Right, so we're doing the right thing. Don't just come for us just because you're getting a little impatient right now. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, the reason nothing is happening is because we can't decide.
Plenty is happening. We're literally killing people left and right and getting all sorts of shit. All I'm saying is there's a lot of people aren't good people. And normally I don't care about good people or not, but apparently while I'm on land, things are different, so.
I understand what you're saying, Gwen. I hear you. However, I think it is hard to pick a side when we are intrinsically in deep with both now.
Well, now we're in the middle.
Now we're in the middle.
Isn't that where you want to be to continue
people
lying?
in the middle? They go home. They go home because everyone realizes that they are in the best position. And if anyone realizes on this island that everyone wants to work with us, we're screwed. And I'm really scared. I want to be solidified and be able to use Bam and Strut and these people that are lesser and inferior to us, and we can kill them instead. Like, I'd rather they die. I always want a fall plan. So, like, we now have Bam, but we don't have anyone for Gilda. Like, if Gilda catches us out in this lie, we need someone to be the new fall guy. That could be the rogue they don't know. You know what I mean? It's just when we go there in the next meeting, we're going to have to look for people to lie about back to Gilda.
Agreed.
But we should get the headband.
Yeah.
That should be like the goal for what we do.
Yeah.
And then we can maneuver either way. But we need to, in that conversation, set them up with information that we can give to Gilda.
Do you guys think she actually didn't know?
Fighter?
What did you say, Cap? Captain?
Oh, do you know what your past sword fighter looks like?
Yeah, it's like a robot.
Robot. Okay.
The robot is the caretaker of.
Oh, it was the caretaker. Yes, it's a gift.
The path challenger, I don't believe you have.
Oh, what the person looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whispered dagger, but I don't think you know.
Yes, I know their name. I don't know. No, I thought they were a tabaxi, and then I've learned they are a rabbit folk.
Okay, cool. So you've learned what they look like.
Yeah, they had a heavy cloak. They looked over their shoulder. There's venomous green on their dagger, so
nice.
Great,
Kachi, give me a history check.
Okay.
Nimble, purple.
22.
Nice. You remember, like your own vision. You understand that, like, because I don't think you guys have like shared this information that like, Gwyn has made the same like pact, like almost like you're as deep in as each other, so you're both down one death saving throw because you've seen your opponent. The Whisper Dagger, this rabbit folk assassin with a venomous knife, this tattooed elven sword fighter with like blue bandana fighting in the woods somewhere.
Okay.
Do you guys think
Yes,
she was lying about her shadow person? Not knowing about our mission?
Yeah, that
about the tree,
entire situation, though, is weird. Something happened that wasn't supposed to, right?
And do you think
That
it's the
whole
shadow that's
druid-
turning against her? Because she said that had been her, Gilda had sent her to do that, right?
What Gilda told us was that Gilda sent her to investigate Veritas out there.
What Gilda said. But when we were out there and she was like, oh, you're going to do this for me because Gilda... Am I crazy? Did we just draw that conclusion? Like, how do we get to that place? Where we're like, Gilda wants these trees dead.
Arumi said that. Arumi, like, said that Gilda wanted those trees dead because because Veritas was using the druidic tree people and the plans, even though we now know that those are just like old constructs that they've been like repurposing.
So either Arumi didn't tell Gilda. Well, I mean, obviously, I guess maybe she didn't, or Gilda was lying. But it seemed like there was a ulterior motive, I guess. It was weird. Okay. Well, now you can find out when you go and take lessons from them, apparently.
Sure can.
Yeah, you can just ask directly.
Yeah, like, hey, what was the deal with that tree thing? Real sad they're all dead. Continue to emphasize that they are, in fact, dead.
No. They're gone.
Definitely not waking up anytime soon. Oh, life's hard.
I feel like we're really in the shit, everybody.
Wake up.
Y'all want to go climb down a rail?
Yeah, let's go climb down a well.
Yeah, we have to go left, not right.
Left, not right. The second right. Open the door with a knife.
And now we know who we're looking for.
All right.
The shit
Europa,
continues.
I think we need you. However, they know us now with 3 people. So I think it'd be best if you stayed with Lester. Are you okay? I don't know anything about the hand holding, but with like comforting trigger. But you good? I know that like
she was talking about
you probably
Violet's experiments and stuff, and I was just one of the people she was experimenting on, so being reminded of it wasn't very comfy. I'm not sure why Violette was doing any of that shit, but I mean, I'm glad that you guys, and by proxy me, have been able to use some of that research to do good, whereas she was just sort of hurting people.
Absolutely.
Not a great doctor.
Do you?
We still don't know
bedside
the
manner.
full story of that. Not to
discredit your experience as a
no,
person
you know
who
you
was
what you went through,
experimented
but we
on.
don't know what she had. Obviously, something was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, we know, and like Europa kind of looks at Bastion, like she was acting out of desperation, trying to protect someone she loves, trying to heal Violet's condition because she was like me. But it didn't give her permission to do what she did. And then like Bastion kind of like places a hand on Europa as well, like a ghostly hand, like hovering kind of there. Yes, all of this, I had no idea it was happening. And you have my condolences in that regard.
Okay.
But then, like, Europa kind of speaks up. But hey, like, if you guys need me, I'm with you. If you need me to take care of Lester, he was working on. We found like a spell that he might be able to kind of like relearn. He thinks he can like find a way to like shield you guys. Maybe enchant something with a shield spell if that would help you guys. If he finishes it up, if I help him finish it up tonight, maybe he'd be able to do it tomorrow.
Well, I do think we need to go today.
Now, because we know that they're
They're on watch today. And I don't know if Bam was talking about them being somewhere else, but he was saying that the Cerulean blasters are normally on watch, but tonight it is the Royal Rumblers. So we should go today no matter what.
Yeah. I just mean, I can help you guys, or I can help Lester study.
I don't think it's going to be a fight of total annihilation. And because of that, I think we should play more true to what we've been doing, which is just the three of us saying, if we're Veritasing, we're Veritasing.
Yep.
All right. So, Lester, let's do some flashcards, man. And yes, I've almost got it. Europa has been very kind in tossing pillows very softly at me as I try to remember how to shield. If things go well, I'll be able to enchant something for you lot tomorrow.
If things go well, we'll have your headband back.
I look forward to the possibility, young one. And you kind of say like a little bit of like a, maybe. Magic could certainly be a bit easier then. You can cough, he's an old guy too. As Europa kind of sets off with Lester. Good luck, you guys. Hey, Trigger, you feeling okay after chilled out for a bit?
No, what? I feel great. I'm also like still a tiny bit buzzed, and I'm also full, so I'm like feeling really good.
All right, that's good. You guys trying to be stealthy for the next thing or not?
Stealthy?
Oh, I'm always stealthy. I'm stealthy in everything.
Yeah.
But like,
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to be stealthy.
Which of you three has the lowest stealth score?
not high.
I have a 5.
+7.
Nice. So Europa will cast guidance on Kachi. You can use it for a stealth check. You can use it for perception or something. I'll just let it. It'll linger until your next skill check as you all set off.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the well behind that, or near a few streets away from the House of Violets, making for this secret entrance to the Veritas headquarters with a message from Bam to drop off, with your sights potentially set on the Royal Rumblers on guard. And that is where we will pick up with next time with Shattered Ships.
I think we did a good job.
The twists get twisted.
I do too.